Klein.
Mr. Cassius, what's up, my brother?
Hi, dude. What's going on?
Nothing much, man. You can hear me all right? See me all
Yeah,
right?
you hear me okay? Same over here?
Hell yeah, man.
Cool, man. I like the setup. It's looking good with the lights there.
Thanks, man. It's a piece of freaking cloth with a fake brick
Dude,
on
you could
it.
have fooled me. You could have fooled me.
I'm in my laundry room, man. That's where all the good shit happens.
Isn't it beautiful now that we can actually do it like this? I mean, it's, to think about starting a podcast, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you were thinking such an allow how we can do it where we're at.
Yeah, yeah. And like you said, 5 years ago when I started, I mean, you started fucking, what, 10, 15 years ago now, man?
Maybe a dozen years. Yeah, something like that.
But when I started, I was just like, I needed the audio. That's it. I didn't want to worry about the video and shit. But I was like, fuck it, man. I got to get it going. I learned how to do it, so I might as well fucking start it the fuck back up and do it, man.
Lots of experience with Joey.
Yeah, couple. Well, 122 episodes.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy that went by that quick, dude. I can't believe it. It's like the blink of an eye. Because I remember just listening to the church over, I mean, fucking that shit went by like that. I was like, damn, 800 something? Fuck.
Man, it's insane to even think about. And I mean, it also, I don't know about you, but for me, I never thought about it ever ending. Like it almost felt like it was always there and it was never going to end in a weird way.
Yeah. I felt it was a comfort thing for me. Like every fucking Monday and Wednesday, those guys were there no matter what, It was weird because like other podcasts, they try to put out like the same day, but I felt like the church was like fucking on point, even though like Rogan would give you like 5 a week, 4 a week, sometimes
4-hour podcast.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just a comfort thing. And those two dudes got me out of a funk, and just listening to them like bicker and like, talk love with each other and experiences and shit, man, it really fucking fueled the flame as far as me starting this shit. I mean, you were already doing podcasts before you met Joey and shit, right? Like that reporter kid was you back in the day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I started off. It was with Kiss sort of fan stuff that I was doing. So that's how I really got started. And right when I was sort of getting steam with that reporter kid is when Joey and Red Band and those guys kind of came into the picture. So it was a wild time.
Yeah, man. I bet. I can't even imagine, because I was sitting there listening to it as it was happening, and I'm like, what do you say? You're 23 years old, man?
Yes.
3. That's like 17 years my younger, whatever you want to call it.
It's cool, man. Listen, I mean, I'm used to talking to people even older because, starting off in the rock, community, that's what it always was. And I've never really thought of it that way.
No. There's like, it's a weird how like the age gap, kind of with the internet, it kind of like went away a little bit, especially if you're like a mature person. You don't have to fucking, you can have your own opinions, especially about music and shit, that entertainment, like, stuff that you're into and I'm into. You know what I'm saying?
It seems to be more about commonality and interests. You're right. Like it, especially with the anonymous sort of aspect of like YouTube comments and stuff. Like, so sometimes you don't even know, but you can definitely connect with those people. It's I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about the whole Zoom virtual world we're slowly easing more and more into. This is getting pretty intense.
I know. I don't know, man. I adapted to it because I had to, and now like Joey's talking about getting a studio and shit, and it's getting exciting, but it's also like, like I'm gonna have to, figure out the whole live, not even live, because I don't even know if we're gonna go live, but the whole in-person podcast thing. It's just gonna be a whole.
So he wants to have
thing.
Guests again.
Oh yeah.
Like in person. That's cool, man. That'd be really nice to see. I mean, Jersey, you probably have some interesting cats. I mean, I always am surprised at how many people I find out are from Jersey.
I know. People you don't even think too. Like,
yeah, man. Zach
not
Wild.
Just,
like,
not just think Bruce Springsteen and fucking Bon Jovi. Zach Wild, yeah. Speaking of which, you're fucking best friends with that motherfucker now. What's up with that?
my man became a regular all of a sudden. I don't know what happened, man, but no, and I didn't even throw it in there just because of that, but it just came to mind doing all that research about him in high school and stuff. Yeah, no, he's a cool guy, man. I mean, listen, Zach, somebody I've looked up to for a long time. I think, you probably, could see some of this too. I mean, whenever somebody has they're a consummate professional in whatever they do, I tend to
Yeah.
respect it. And I mean, not all of these guys are that way. A lot of them, you know, they don't have the full package. Guys like Zach, they got the full package, man. That they will always deliver.
Yeah, yeah. There's there are some like immature motherfuckers out there that are just like kind of skating by a little bit, but you could tell those like who they are. You know what I mean? But Zach's fucking amazing, dude. I can't even. I've been trying. I've been fucking photoshopping Joey's face on top of Ozzy for like 3 years now.
Dude, those are my favorite. And the one that you did of me and him and as
Yeah, with
Tony
the
and
weed.
Ozzy,
Yeah.
that was a classic.
That shit's fun as hell, man. I was looking on your IG and you like got rid of a bunch of shit, like, or maybe you
Yeah.
never had a bunch, but like I looked on there and the first picture is like back from like 2017. Then you're sitting there with fucking the Melvins. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? So I have to go back and watch that one. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, I didn't even realize that they're one of my favorites too, man. The whole the grunge era. Gotta bust it out. Oh, and that you
Okay.
already saw it. The fucking Nirvana shirt from with a little.
There you go. You got the Nirvana. Beautiful. I'm matching the color at least. I don't have the shirt, but
Yeah, you know. But
dude,
yeah,
the Melvins are amazing and they're super cool to talk to. I got two chances to talk to Buzz, and it's funny because like when you talk to these guys, a lot of them, it's almost like you can answer the question in your head before they say it because it's visible sometimes.
Yeah, but you just want to hear him
Man.
say it.
Exactly. Yeah. Just we might as well do it. We'll put it up. But Buzz, it's almost like it's like I don't know. I don't even think he can anticipate what he says. Like it just comes out. He's so raw and honest. The guy really has almost no filter, but he's got good ideas. He's a really interesting cat.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you've seen it. They put out like an album every other month. It seems like
Dude,
on
it's
their own
insane.
label. Man. It's
Constantly
insane.
touring, constantly coming up with new things, and yeah, I mean, he
Have you
doesn't
seen
seem
them
to get
live?
bored of it. And them live, yes.
I've seen them
Yeah.
one time. They came to Philly. My friend got me tickets, and
Mm.
it was the original lineup too, with Dale Crover on the drums.
Oh,
It's
nice.
like fucking A, yeah. So I kind of saw. I mean, I've seen Foo Fighters before, so I saw
Mm.
Dave play, and then I saw Dale because Dale was in Nirvana before Dave was, like back in the day.
He was one of the 10 drummers.
Yeah, he was one of the
Okay.
10 fucking drummers with
So
Chad
many
Channing
drummers.
and shit. So it was cool to see that, but just to see like one of my favorite Melvins records was Stoner Witch. I don't know if you,
Okay.
if that's
I'm not
familiar with you,
super
but
deep into the studio records, but I'll definitely check that
check
one
that
out.
out, man. There's this one called Queen on there that's just a
Okay.
fucking badass song, and they played it live for us, and I was like, fuck, this is so great. I wasn't expecting them to, because I know they have so much fucking music, and you can never tell like what a band's gonna play live, but
It's hard to anticipate. Man, you have
Yeah.
such awesome taste in music. I mean, between the stuff that you enjoy and the stuff that you make, I mean, it's actually incredible, man. You like
thanks, man.
seriously, you're really in tune with that, and I don't think many like you just get it, dude. You just get it.
I'm trying, man. I know what I like, and I know how to like put it into with the way that shit with technology and shit. You can like, I mean, you're a drummer, right? Like,
Yeah,
you can fucking record shit at home nowadays, just like we're doing this. Simple as fuck, man. You know, and I make the drums with my fucking keyboard MIDI shit. I don't even have a drum set. You know, like
man, I got to get back on that because I'm a drummer, sort of on hiatus in an apartment.
yeah,
So,
I
but
know
yeah,
the
I mean,
feeling.
that's so you do it right on the keyboard.
yeah. You can like you set up like you could buy drum kits from like bands like and what's his name, Steven Slate or whatever. He's like a dude that does like, maybe that's not Steven Slate, but it's Slate something. But they have virtual drum sets that you can just buy and then set up so that you can play them on the keyboard instead of the keys, and then you just
Oh,
go
man.
back and loop it with a with a click track. And
I
it
could
fucking-
use some of that because I'm actually teaching myself right now Logic Pro.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to mix and master because, one of the weird things I've found from listening to a lot of different types of music lately is I think, with the exception of true blue metal and rock, because in most cases, I feel like those guys are that sound. So you can't really say that the producer makes their sound. But I feel like for a lot
Yeah.
of modern music, I'm almost a bigger fan of the producers than I am the artist because they couldn't, that sound doesn't exist without those guys.
Yeah, it's a weird game these days, man. Especially like with all the different like electronic guitar amps and shit you can get. Like you can even get drum triggers on your real drums and
Mm.
then make them sound like the dude from frickin' Abe from Deftones, you know?
Oh
It's like
man,
it's like crazy. You don't even have to tune them or anything. You just have to make sure you can.
it's the best now.
Yeah, it's great, man. I've been playing for a long time, but like I don't know, dude. Something's got to go with it. Something's gonna happen with it. I'm just gonna keep
Do you
making
play
music.
just
Really.
guitar?
I play guitar, bass. I can jam a little bit on the real drums, a tiny bit.
Okay,
Baby keyboards, like
you know your way
man,
around it.
nah, no way around it. I can play like Pink Panther and like Mary Had a Little Lamb pretty well.
More than
So,
I can play.
but
I got the guitar over in the corner. I'm a guy like I like guitar, but I don't know. Just the whole. I think what throws me off is the stringing it and just all the little meticulous things. I've never been a guy like a nuts and bolts guy.
yeah, me neither.
Even though the drums is a lot
That's
of that.
pretty
But
much nuts and bolts.
yeah, I think I like the drums more though. To be honest.
Yeah, it gets a lot more aggression out for sure.
Yeah, man, seriously. And I mean, we used to live back when I lived in the east coast of Canada. It was pretty much an acreage. So, I mean, I could play morning, noon, and night. Like, let's say I was home alone or whatever, which wasn't often. I guess I was a kid. But like, if my parents were at work or whatever, I could always just play all day long. So, yeah, it's actually a piece that I really miss because,
Yeah,
I mean, it was hours of my day pretty much for years, you know?
yeah. It's a weird thing when that shit gets taken away and you don't realize it for like a while until like one day you're just like, oh shit. I used to fucking play music like every fucking day. Like this guitar I just bought a couple months ago for myself. I picked it up like a couple times. I just played it. We'd had an open mic for the first time since the pandemic, and
Mm.
that's the most I've played the damn thing. But like, it's fucking weird, man. How's your head? I heard like I
Dude,
heard a while ago you got a concussion. First of all, how did it happen? Are you
it
willing
was
to talk
crazy,
about that?
man. I wish I had a cool story. I wish I had
Dude,
an action-packed story. That's not the case. No, it was just one of those things. Just a bike thing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's just it was one of those situations where I don't think I realized how serious it was. Like for quite a while. But I'm
Oh,
doing okay now. You know what I mean? I'm doing okay. It just basically was a situation where I had to take some time off work. I had to take some time off the podcast. And I got to tell you, man, you talk about not appreciating things until they sort of leave. That was the first health scare I've ever really, really had. You know what I mean? And
yeah, for
even though it's
yourself, yeah.
yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, yeah, we've had stuff with the family and stuff, but that was the first time that I like didn't have my health and wasn't able to sort of move around like I wanted to. And yeah, it definitely just taught me how valuable that really, really is.
Yeah.
It's funny how all the other problems in your life can become so insignificant when you're faced with something like that.
It really does, man. I fucking fell flat on my face like last winter. I was taking the trash out, and I must have got a
Mm,
concussion,
on the ice.
but I never went. And it was just like I was running back to the house, and I kicked this little piece of snow that was on the ground. I thought it was just a little, but it was a fucking piece of ice stuck to the concrete,
Oh,
and my foot did not move, and I went like this,
oh
just like
man,
instant, like
went
bam,
right over it.
and later on that night, I came in and I told my girl, I was like, I fucking fucked my face up. I don't know what the hell happened. I had dirt in my
Don't
mouth and
ask.
shit. Don't ask. But then I got up to go to the bathroom at like 4 in the morning. I don't know if this happened to you, but I was on the toilet and then I got up to wash my hands and all of a sudden I just felt really fucking dizzy.
Mhm.
Remember myself sitting back down on the toilet and then I just woke up on the floor like halfway over the tub and she was
Wow.
coming in there. Like I passed the fuck out.
That's insane, man. No, that
Nothing
didn't
like that
happen to
happened.
me.
Yeah.
Not quite like that. It was weird because the first I felt fine the day it happened, and I felt fine for a good 2.5 days after. I genuinely felt zero symptoms. I was talking to my friends and working, and then the next day like after those 2 days, I really started to feel like something was off, and I had a bag of chips. I just opened up the chips, went to eat some, and just biting down on the chip, like I got just all the nerves in my head were reacting badly. I couldn't chew. I couldn't do anything, and I was like,
Mm.
okay, I'm fucked up. I was like,
Wow.
this is not good. And then basically, yeah, ever since then, that was about, we're going on 4 months now. I'm still, still 50-50. I'm able to work, I'm able to do this, but like doing something like this, having a light in my face talking to you was impossible. And I actually tried to hide it because I mean, I've been working at this new company for, just about a year. I
Hmm.
didn't want to take time off because I love my job. And I didn't want to tell them that I had a concussion. And then I ended up passing out in the middle of the day because I was so dizzy and I missed a meeting.
Oh
And then I had
shit.
to come clean. And I told them, listen, guys, I can't pretend like I don't have this. So they kept the show going. They kept the show going. And luckily, we had about 7 interviews banked, so I was able to have shows keeping on coming out on that show while I was still
That's
laid
great.
up.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And you're doing great with that too. Sound Mojo, fucking
Thanks, man. No,
inner
it's so
sleeve.
much fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it, dude. It's so cool because it's weird to find a situation where there's a large parent company backing like a secondary effort that they're trying to build up
yeah,
and without that many expectations. Like basically they're happy that they have the music branch, and what we do with it from there is really up to us, as long as it's content that we feel is quality and represents the brand. Like going into the situation, I was prepared to be fed a script,
yeah. I mean, there are
you
like a
know?
bigger company. It's Watch Mojo, not Sound Mojo. I just fucked
No,
that up.
I'm on Sound Mojo, but
Oh, it is Sound. Oh,
it's like a
there's two different
division
ones.
of.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, so they have a bunch of different. They have like Mojo Travels, and yeah,
Oh, okay,
we're
cool.
the music one. But yeah, I mean, I was prepared to literally just be fed a script. You don't have any input, and you just show up and do what we tell you.
Hmm.
Um, but really, we do everything to do with the show, and we pick the guests on who we're interested in, and so yeah, man, it's been really cool. We got to get you on there for a segment or something, man.
I definitely love that. I don't think I'm worthy.
No, you are, dude. Come
All
on
those
now.
motherfuckers that are on there, Jesus Christ!
You're
I
the
was just
man,
looking at the
dude.
people, dude. You got like Ace Frehley, fucking Rob Halford, dude. It's so crazy, man. I wish that like, and Joey was just saying he wished that I like moved or I lived a little bit closer so we could do a little more shit because it takes me like about an hour to get to his
Okay,
house and stuff. But like, dude, it would be so cool if you lived over here, man. Because you and Joey would fucking go pretty fucking well together too, man.
that would
You
be
and Lee,
amazing.
you and Joey, like
Yeah.
it's just this weird fucking connection, man. He's got with like everybody that loves music. I feel like that's what it is.
Yeah,
Besides
no,
the
I definitely
comedy.
see that. It's true, and that's something I've always been looking forward to doing is meeting up with Joey. It just never worked out. I had a couple stints where like I almost went to LA and it didn't work, and I got to man, I'm glad I didn't get to do when I wanted to.
Yeah,
Um, I think LA like it's definitely key to go when you're ready, and I don't think making my first impression as like a teenager was it. With the exception of Joey, because we already had a relationship. I sort of just mean like the rest of it.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of the future, definitely going to look at relocating at some point. But just, I'm trying not to commit to anything because it's so weird right now. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow in this kind of climate.
I know, man. Who the fuck knows? This winter is like everybody's sick in this house. I'm like the last one that's
Oh,
like kind of starting to get a little something, something, but luckily it's
not
not
COVID.
not that. No, it's
Okay.
just like a flu, strep throat, croup. You ever heard of that
Mm.
shit? What the fuck is
Yeah.
that, man? But
Oil of oregano, man.
oil of
That's what
oregano?
you need. Oil of oregano, bro. You buy the little dropper. I don't know if you've ever had it, but dude,
No.
I listen, when I was in Barbados, somebody who was in the family, I told them I was starting to get a stuffy nose and stuff. And she went, right, got this oil of oregano. And she said, put 3 or 4 drops under your tongue. And I did. And it is overpowering. Like it basically burns. It's so strong.
Yeah,
The next day I woke up, I felt like $1 million.
that's crazy. I'm gonna look that shit the fuck up because right now I'm just working on Zycam and Mucinex.
Dude, keep it going. But if you add that, I swear you will start to feel better. And then I
Oil
started,
of oregano.
but dude, I got some that was so strong once after I opened it, like you got to be careful with it because the entire cupboard smelled like oregano. Like my my parents at the time, they were like, something smells like oregano. I was like, I'm trying to cure a cold, damn it. You guys will thank me later when
It's
I'm not getting you
oregano, I
sick.
swear.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, for once, it's actually oregano.
Yeah. My boy bought a bag of that once in high school.
Dude,
Yeah.
I honestly, I feel like everybody's gotten something,
Somebody's got the
especially in the high school days, man.
yeah. It was harsh back then, man. You had $25 little grams of weed that people would sell you that were really like half grams.
Right.
Oh man. I'm
Oh
I'm
my
such a
gosh.
pothead. I've been doing
Dude,
it way too
I
long.
forget weed is illegal sometimes since it's
Where
fully
you are.
legal here. Yeah, like it's actually a trip. I was just seeing something the other day. The cops pulled this guy over and they're like, "We smell marijuana," and I was thinking, so, and then I was like, "Oh, it's illegal." Like, I think you guys are next. I think.
Well, we're legal in Jersey now.
Oh,
It's going recreational next year sometime.
that's so that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you guys got Jersey, Nevada, California, and then like Colorado, right? Washington.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
good handful, at least 10 to 15 states now that are going recreational.
It's all
And
my favorite states too, so it works out
yeah,
for me. It's all the
it's all
places I'm
good.
going.
I'll just fucking hop from one to another.
Exactly. No disrespect to anybody else. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's all good. Dude, Jersey's so fucking big too, man. Like, yeah, there's like little spots that smell a little bit off the side of the turnpike or fucking, there's a bunch of wooded areas that you don't know how many dead bodies are in, but it's a fucking great. I think it's great, man. You get like all four seasons,
Mm-hmm.
You get sick every time, every year at the same time.
Same rotation.
Yeah.
No, it looks beautiful. It's weird because living in Nova Scotia, if I drove down the street in my neighborhood in Nova Scotia and showed you a video, you would probably, for your first guess, would think it was Jersey
Yeah.
because it's so similar with the woods, like you getting black bears, the whole deal. And it's so weird, man. When I'm watching like Sopranos or something, it sometimes feels like I'm seeing something familiar, even though I've never really been through there. Have you
Yeah.
ever driven by the Sopranos house? Be honest.
No, I haven't been that
Okay.
far up
Real
north.
Jersey people don't do that, do they?
I don't think so. I think it's kind of sacrilege, man. You gotta like.
Yeah.
I think they went like when the Many Saints was coming out. Somebody like the Sopranos aficionado. Like there's a couple of Sopranos pages on Instagram,
The
and Twitter.
conventions and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the convention. I think they went up and like took some pictures like from the street or some shit. I saw. That was
I went too
funny
deep
shit.
with that show, man. I was like, I've never loved a TV show more than that in my life. I've never loved anything more than that. Like in terms of entertainment, man. I
know.
went deep with that show.
Dude, it hit so many things. But for me, the best part of that show, for my favorite part was fucking Paulie Walnuts.
Oh my gosh.
Just all
the
the
one-liners,
crazy
man,
shit.
and
Yeah, the stupid shit he would say.
explaining what the joke was when everybody heard it. Those are
Yeah.
those are some of the funniest sequences of the show.
That your mother's the whore.
Yeah.
My whore.
Oh,
The ho and a whore. I was so glad when they brought that when Many Saints came out and like I heard a couple of the guys like oh
yeah.
It's like thank God if they didn't
Man,
do
thank
that
God
at
Joey
least
was
one
in
time.
that, man.
Yeah, I know. And I don't even think that he realizes that he was Big Pussy's dad. They never said his name in the movie, but
It took
I
me a
looked
second
up,
to really clue it in.
yeah, I looked up who the nickname that they call. I forget what the hell it was now, but I actually bought a fucking Sopranos book off of Amazon that has like all the characters and shit in it. It's like from a few years ago, but the name is listed in there, and it's fucking Big Pussy's dad. So
Okay.
if they went and made like a prequel to a prequel, then he could be in it. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, let's just keep
Or even-
going back.
Or even like after, if it was from the end of the movie till now, there's still flashbacks that he could be in. You know what I mean? He is Big Pussy's fucking father in that universe.
I mean, it couldn't be any more perfect. Like just with the whole
Yeah.
connection, man, when you guys had Vinny P on the podcast, man,
Yeah.
that was
was
the
great.
best. I wasn't sure if Joey was into the whole comparison thing. I wasn't sure if it pissed him off or if he thought it was funny. But just bringing it out there like that and being like, "You owe me money, motherfucker," that was the funniest thing I've ever seen, man.
I couldn't believe that. I mean, I saw that they had that picture from, I forget what it was, like Grudge Match or something, when he went to a premiere and he
Right.
got to meet him that one time. And every time we shared it on his Instagram or whatever, everybody's fucking loved that shit, you know? But just to finally see them Not even. It sucked. Not face to face, but like head to head.
Yeah. It was like yeah, it was just it was too legendary. How's Joey doing anyway, man? I mean, is he how's everything?
He's great, man. He's great.
Good.
He's doing the fucking thing, man. I think that he's gotten a lot more motivation from all the. I don't know. In the beginning, like you said, like he said, he was having trouble with like just moving here in general and dealing with all that bullshit. So I can't even imagine like what was going through his mind that whole time. But you can tell, like if you go back and watch early joints, besides the fact that it was like shitty editing,
Oh, come on.
he was like not the same as he is now. If you look at like the last like couple months, man, I feel like he's fucking pretty much getting back to where he was.
Man, it's amazing, and it is true. I only noticed it when he started saying it. I didn't notice it as it was happening, and then when I heard him talking for hours about how unhappy he was at the end of the church and stuff, when I go back and look at it, it's like, yeah, you can see that. But that's to him and how damn funny he is and how happy he makes people. I mean, I couldn't tell that he was pretty much miserable with where he lived, and he pulled it off.
No, no, you couldn't, man. And honestly, I didn't know that he was struggling with the tapering and all that shit until like a couple months ago, really. Like
Exactly,
I knew that he
man.
was like he did them a little bit, but I wasn't sure. And even when I went over there twice a week, like in person, like I've been around people that have been fucked up before, on multiple different things. So I can tell usually, and he didn't really seem fucked up at all.
Yeah, and it's good that he opens up because listen, so many people look up to him and people like him, but the reality is we really are all human. Just like he says, we all put our pants on one leg at a time, dude.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite Joey Diaz lines, and it's so true. And I try to wish him well, around the holidays and stuff. I don't bother him because everybody wants to be Joey's buddy. Everybody wants to be Joey's best friend and text and message him every day.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that to him.
I
But
know, man. I
it's
feel
good to hear that he's doing good.
I feel yeah, he's doing great, man. He wants me to come hang out a little bit, but I feel like the same way. I don't want to like, cause I'm a dude that was just a fan that started a podcast because of him, started making artwork because of him and Joe, and then fucking eventually I led to here. So like, I can't even imagine what he feels towards me. Like I know that we've been doing it for a year and a half now, but like I'm still a fan that got to work with a legend. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's me, man. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? All these people, yeah, I'm the exact same way. And I think it's good to never lose that. Like, yeah, you obviously you get better at what you do and you hone in on your craft and you get more used to things. But at the same time, it is, it's good to keep that same appreciation for these people and what they do because it is big. And I mean, that's amazing, man, that you started. So you probably just started tweeting at Joe and like at Uncle Joey and all
Yeah,
that with your
tweeting
art.
and
Yeah.
Instagram up for Rogan because he was on there, and then Savage Dad was the album cover that I made,
Ah,
and then he used that, and then he asked me to start doing graphics for the church and his tours and stuff, and then I made the Instagram for him and ran that for a couple years, and then, bam, dude, he asked me to fucking start doing this when he emailed me 2 Julys ago.
were you
I was like,
surprised by
fuck.
that?
Yeah.
Because you sound like you were surprised to even have been hired for the graphics, which I didn't realize. Like I figured you were sort of in the mix from the beginning, but that's interesting that you were sort of just from the same community as me, basically, just kind of tweeting out your work and kind of seeing who would see it.
Yeah, yeah. I started listening to them, and then I started my own thing, which wasn't doing much at all. And then I started doing the artwork stuff like a couple months later, and then I started doing all that retweeting and shit. And as soon as he liked that Savage Dad thing, he said, "I'm gonna give you a call," and he called me that fucking night, dude. Like I was
Wow.
not expecting it at all. It's weird. It's very weird, but I know where I came from, and I ain't gonna fucking forget that shit. I know I'm lucky.
Yeah, dude. No, that's awesome though. But I mean, how much of a shame would it be if you didn't know it, and if I didn't know it, or if anybody, that's the
I
thing. When
know.
somebody doesn't realize they're lucky and they're like, "Yeah, of course this is happening to me," that sort of bothers me.
Yeah, yeah.
Gets
Arrogance.
under the skin a little bit. But it is crazy to see guys like that sort of materializing like in your real life when they were just like a figment in a video. Like I remember he called me. Uh, I sent him some sort of message or something, and I think I put my number at the bottom of it. And he called me when I was like 13 or something. And I answered the phone. Like we had a home phone back then still, and it was a 310 number. And I was like, whoa! I was like, who the hell's calling me from Hollywood? Because back then I still called it Hollywood.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and I answered, and he says, "What's up, cocksucker? This is Joey Diaz." And I was just like,
The
"What
13-year-old.
the fuck?" Yeah, literally. How you doing, dog? Listen, Tarzan. I was like, "Holy shit, man! This is yeah. He's the greatest, dude. What can you say about Joey? He's the greatest."
Yeah, yeah. I've learned so much from him, man. Just how to deal with shit, how to deal with not even not hecklers, but internet hecklers, really. Because there are some of those kind of people out there that only want to complain and talk negative and shit. But
There's a
they
lot, man.
they definitely are outweighed by the positive people, though. So I gotta keep on remembering that shit. This
And the
it,
church and the joint has always been a pretty. I think the church actually was maybe even more critical than the joint. I would always see them getting at every little thing. It seems like the joint crowd is. They seem like they're just happy to have something back. For the
yeah,
most part.
yeah. They're a little more reserved, I think,
Mhm.
because I remember like a lot of the church like comments and shit. Those motherfuckers would come at you like they
Savage.
were trying, talking like Joey, like what the fuck are you doing, Lee? Why didn't you turn the camera on him yet, Lee? Or
Yeah,
but they're doing the
exactly.
same kind of shit with me, except for it's like water bottles and
Yeah.
when Joey talks to me, I'm supposed to ignore him and not make a noise in the background. Apparently,
Just stand there like this. Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
nah. Sometimes, I mean, last Tuesday, yesterday, I went there. I wore a mask just because the kids were sick and the
Mm.
the wifey's sick, and I don't want to get him and Mercy and Terry all messed up before Christmas. So
God forbid. Yeah.
it's easier to be quiet when I'm masked up.
So there, you trolls. You're one step closer to what you wanted here. Damn it.
Yeah,
No.
no,
Now leave
you
us alone.
motherfucker. But it should be next year. I think it'll be a lot better for everyone. Hopefully, we get through this hump of the winter sickness, especially down here. Like I don't know where you're at, but like it usually just comes fucking October, November, December, January is like we're all
I
just
think it does here
suffering.
too. Yeah, I think it does. Honestly, like I don't even know really what's going on at this point. I've been so disconnected from any form of radio or newspaper or anything. Uh, so it's just people in my immediate circle. But yeah, I usually get it, and especially when I travel, I pretty much every time I've traveled out of country. So I'm definitely like all that is on hold for now. Like we even had a really cool opportunity for this weekend actually in California. I could have finally gotten out there, but it's just not the time. I feel like I feel like the people who are, traveling, like, yes, you can get away with it and that's cool, but it's just, there's a lot of risk.
Yeah, you don't, and it's not worth fucking taking either. Like to me, anyway. Like I have little kids, and a family. I mean, you have family too. It's not worth giving them anxiety for you just to go on a little trip. You know what I mean?
Especially with kids, man. That's a whole nother ball game, dude. How old are your kids if you say? I
I
don't
got
know.
4 and a 1-year old,
Wow,
and
man.
they're the 4-year old he just had croup, and he just got over
Mm.
that, so he's pretty good. But it was a mess. Like we woke up in the middle of the night and had to call an ambulance because we thought he was
Oh,
fucking
dude.
gonna die. Like he was
Oh
not
my
able to
God,
breathe.
man.
This was just like 2 weeks ago. And then the 1-year old, he's still getting over a little like virus. They said it wasn't the vid and it wasn't the flu, so it's just something that's going around right now. So just
Yeah,
sucks
man.
because then you got to fucking do everything. Like we got to keep the 4-year old out of school, because he
Right.
can't go pass that on because he's got to wear a mask, and if he's in there coughing and fucking, even if he's not
Yeah.
sick, it still sucks to wear a mask. But yeah, I'm about to go. I'm sign up for the booster. I just want to
Mhm.
like I don't whatever. I want to be safe, and I want to be safe for my family. and I want to be able to do shit. You
Yeah,
know.
dude. That's the thing, man. And I mean, I think that it is best to take whatever precautions a person sees fit. And yeah, that's hard to have the kids. Now, I ask this because obviously I'm a guy who I don't have kids. How are your kids handling not being in school regularly? Like, is it hard on them, or do they not understand?
Well, no, because the 1 year old he's
Right.
now nowhere
Right.
near that, but the 4 year old he just started preschool this September, so like
Okay.
he's been only going like he goes 2 hours a day, Monday through
Right.
Friday. So
Okay.
he's not really that used to it. Next year though, when he starts going the full day, I'm sure he'll be like, "Dad, why can't I go back to school? Cause you're fucking throwing up mucus and shit." you know.
Yeah.
But
Oh man. Well, that's good that
he's
it's not too difficult.
yeah, it's not too bad, and he's been all right. Like through the whole pandemic too. Like when that first summer, I was out of a job. Um, there was not much touring going on. There was some
Hmm.
podcast stuff going. I could make pictures for that shit, but for the most part, I was just playing, like walking around our house with him. He's got like some vehicles that he rides, some cars and bikes and shit, and that's all we did was just circle the fucking house, listening to fucking shit while I'm just playing with him.
That's
But
cool though, man. I know a lot of the guys I talked to who were touring a lot. I know that a lot of them were actually relieved to get some extra time off touring to be with their family because a lot of them, it's time that they didn't get.
yeah, it really is, and that because the whole world was paused, they probably didn't feel that bad. And hopefully
Exactly.
if you're good in the bank, you can last a little while. Luckily, I told people before too on this, like that's one of the reasons why I feel so lucky, and I don't feel like, I don't know, Joey and Rogan fucking took care of me, dude, throughout this pandemic. Like I lost my job. I was on unemployment for a while, but that ended after a little bit. And even though like Rogan wasn't touring, he was still paying me every month, and Joey
Wow.
was still doing whatever we could do.
Right.
Even if it was just
Looking for
like,
something.
yeah, even if we were doing like the Manscape ads on Instagram, like that
Right.
was that was still making a little tiny bit. So I owe them fucking
That's huge,
everything,
man.
man. I really do owe them everything. My family owes them everything, and they know that. Like I hope they know that. But
That says a lot about them, their character as well.
yeah, yeah. Not, I mean, nobody fucking knows that, but now they do. Like
Yeah, man.
there's much fucking bullshit that gets talked about both of those motherfuckers. Like they're just fucking people, just like us, just trying to fucking live a comfortable life with their family. Like
That's it. And they listen, they carry the flag for us. Like I love Rogan. Like I'm sure some people would see my little video trying to interview him and we didn't get the interview and they say, "Oh, he doesn't love Rogan." Actually, I do love Rogan because everything Rogan does makes my life easier. It makes one less person ask what's a podcast. I
exactly.
mean, he brought this into the mainstream, so you got to love him. I love the guy.
Yeah, yeah, and it's cool now that he's a. Well, no, I don't know if they had it all the time on like iTunes and YouTube and shit, but you could hit that 1.5 times speed,
Oh
1.25.
yeah.
I fucking speed them up sometimes because I don't like all that dead air. That's the
The
only way that I can like listen to
advertisements and
shit. Yeah, the
yeah.
advertisements too. But I do slow it down when Joey does the DraftKings one on Rogan.
There you
Those
go.
shits are funny.
Got to let that sink in.
Hell yeah, man. So what do you think your plans are for next year? You got anything big going on or any you know,
Yeah, we
little
got some
schemes going
stuff.
in the background?
Yeah. Well, look, I've got to think of what I can say here. Uh,
What-
we're looking at launching a really big project with Watch Mojo, and that's been sort of the main part of my job. The podcast there has sort of become this side job, and we're working on a project now. So that's going to be launching in 2022, and we're looking at incorporating the podcast into that. So, little hint. And then
Nice.
yeah, we're looking at doing some stuff with music festivals as well in 2022. And I've done the DIY stuff where I go myself and I film it all myself, and it's just me. We really just I want to do something bigger. I've wanted to do like a proper camera shoot with a crew at a festival my entire life.
Yeah.
And it looks like that might be able to finally happen. So yeah, I'm really, really excited for that,
That'd be
man.
great, man. And that's one more thing you fucking get that fucking shot for, because you're gonna need it to go out to do that shit, man.
That's the thing, man. Listen, I mean, everybody's got to decide what they want to do and how much things matter to them, and then take the consequences from there. So, I think everybody should do what they want to do, but you have to accept the consequences without complaints if you make whatever decision. So, yeah, it's just about positioning yourself to make the right one.
Yeah, exactly, man. And just keeping on fucking putting them pieces together of that puzzle.
Put the pieces together, dude. Like Joey says, man. That's all we can really do.
Yeah, man. Well,
What
thanks
about
for.
you? Are you looking at continuing? So this is One by One podcast, like reboot, right?
Well, yeah, it's a continuation, really, because I didn't end it, and then I didn't stop paying for the Libsyn, so it's still all up
Right.
there, all the other 60 episodes or whatever, but they're all just audio. So this is just really just a reintroduction and getting back into it because I haven't. It's weird. Like I was thinking about before Joey emailed me, I was trying to get this back going, and
Okay.
then he emailed me, and I was like, okay, let me focus on that,
Yeah.
instead of just me. So I just didn't, and then I wanted to make that fucking as good as I could get it and get it to where it was just on lock, just
Mhm.
I knew what I was doing every time we went there. I mean, if you ask him, like I go there and I'm just like, I put it together and I pack it the fuck up. And most of the time he's like, goes to the bathroom and comes back and he's like, oh shit, you're leaving already? Like,
No
yeah,
drama.
no fucking drama. So yeah, this is just like a reintroduction kind of thing. And I wanted to get back into it because it's like therapy,
Yeah,
talking to
man.
people.
You can
'Cause
let
I
so
don't,
much out.
yeah, I don't like, I said it before, I don't really like talk to a lot of people, and I never did. And when I did One by One before and I got to talk to people and shit, even when I was just talking to myself, doing the, the solo
It still helps
cast,
to get it out. Yeah.
yeah, it really does. And then, who knows? Like maybe just like Joey, what I think the joint is to him a little bit, it's kind of like I think you said it when you were on. It's kind of like a video biography of
Yeah.
his life, and he's talking to his wife and his daughter like half the time on there. If you ever notice,
Hmm. If you
So
really read a little deeper into it, it's true. I mean, that's what I always found about him. Like, yeah, we talk about reefer, we talk about, farts, whatever. But if you actually are really looking at the context and really paying attention, it's about family, it's about love, it's about friendship. That's
yeah,
to me what Joey's all about.
yeah, man, and that's what I want to be all about, and what I try to put out there too. Just because that's all there is, man. Love and family and fucking friends. There ain't
That's
nothing
the
else
real
like
deal,
that.
man. We're stripped down. We why fuck around, like they say. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like,
why fuck around? Dude, thank you for giving me some of your time, dude. I don't want to take too much time up.
thank you,
Um,
man.
Hey, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. I want to try and get this together and possibly have it out by the morning if I can.
Dude, you're a savage with it, man. I remember I asked you when the joint was coming out. You're like, it'll be up in 3 hours. I'm like, Jesus, how do you guys do this shit? Like, you're a legend, man. And anytime, anything you need, let me know. I just got to tell you, dude, right at the end, because I know we're closing it. As much as Joey changed my life, you had a huge hand in that as well, with everything that you did in terms of helping me out, especially on the come up. So I just wanted to just tell you, thank you so much. And I really appreciate you, man. I really
Dude,
do.
dude, thank you, man. I appreciate that. But you have been a little fucking inspiration, not a little, a huge inspiration to me from the beginning. Just seeing what your passion was, and you fucking went for it, and it's so fucking inspiring, man. Really.
Thank you, man.
And thank you for being part of this and a friend. Now you're fucking your brother, man.
Likewise, brother. Awesome, dude. Well, I look forward to talking with you again. And yeah, just let me know when this is coming out. I'll put it up.
All right, brother. All right.
All
I'll
right,
talk
man.
to you
Thank
soon,
you.
man.
Take care.
Peace.